Good afternoon, sports fans. PBnZ Sports Chaos. We're coming at you live from TJ Callahan's in Tewksbury, Massachusetts once again. And
Great establishment. Best bar food around.
We got our guest, G Money, once again this week is participating with us. The famous G Money at the Lock of the Week picks. He's now 6-2. We'll talk about why he shouldn't be picking more than one game in a few minutes. All right, we're going to run through our regular agenda. We got our 2-minute drill. We'll talk a little World Series baseball action. NBA kicked off this past Tuesday night. We'll give our early projections on that. We got college football. We had a huge upset last Saturday. We'll talk about that. NFL, Pats are still undefeated, but things may change. We'll see about that. All right, G-Money, are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, buddy.
Let's do it. Thanks for having me.
TJ Callahan's, thank you very much for sponsoring us this week. All right, Sox. They finally hired a replacement for Dave Dombrowski. His replacement, Shame is his name.
Like shame on you?
Yeah. Tampa Bay guy. So, wait a minute. Tampa Bay loves to go cheap. Does that mean the Red Sox are really going to go cheap and cut payroll this year? I don't know.
Typically doesn't work unless you're Oakland.
Hey, speaking of Sox, Chicago Cubs hired former Sox catcher Dave Roberts. He did also play for the Cubs as well. He's now their manager. Gee, Money, this dude has never coached or managed on any level. Little league, high school, college, nothing.
He knows the game, though. I mean, you gotta, knowledge is half the battle.
I coached JV. I coached Pop Warner. I coached Little League. Why can't I be a major league coach? All right, moving on.
You can do it.
Joe Girardi, speaking of former major leaguers, Joe Girardi, he was hired by the Phillies this week. By the way, he was the USA manager for 2 weeks, and he said, "See you guys later. I'm going to coach for the Phillies."
It's all about the money. All about the money.
Those damn Yankees people. I hate them. All right.
Too.
Hey, by the way, Red Sox, let's talk about them. They've signed another guy from Asia, 20-year-old Taiwan pitcher, Chai Jung Liu.
Have we Say that 5 times in a row.
Have we been down this road before? It does not work out for us, right?
Nope.
All right. Hey, meanwhile, speaking of being across the sea in Asia, Korean golfer Bayo Kim flipped off the crowd. He was suspended for 3 years from the PGA. They now downsized it to 1 year.
That's not normally like the nice people typically.
But you got to appreciate the guy that gets mad about the fans and he flips them off, right? Good for him. All right, but he's suspended for 1 year. Too bad. All right. Hey, staying in Asia, the Zozo Championships are going on in golf. Tiger Woods is actually leading for once. He's now the leader after 2 rounds. What is a Zozo? Do anybody have any idea what a Zozo is?
Zero idea. Do you have an idea?
I have no clue. All right, let's get right into our agenda. World Series. G-Money, you called it. Last Friday night before the playoffs were over, you said Astros would win, but then they would lose to the Nats in 6. And now, look, the Nats are up 2-1 after winning the first 2 games in Houston.
And what's going to happen is Washington's going to win tonight, and then Houston's going to win, and Washington will finish it.
You think that's how it's going to happen? So 4-2.
We're going to alternate wins all the way through.
All right. Hey, let me ask you a question. Little DYK, the first DYK of the night. The last team to win the World Series after losing 2 games at home. Any idea? Any idea?
I would guess Arizona when they had.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Arizona back when they had the Randy Johnson.
Well, the Yankees, you're talking now. 1996, the Yankees lost 2 games to Atlanta at Yankee Stadium, and then they ended up winning the whole World Series.
Only time it's been done?
No.
Oh, it's been the most recent time.
For Red Sox fans, you know the story. Back in 1986, against the Mets, we won 2 games against the Mets, and then we lost 2 at Fenway, and then we know what happened with Buckner, right? All right. Yeah, so that's what happened. Hey, by the way, so this one is 2-1. Hey, the the Astros, they're in trouble. You think they can't come back?
I don't think they can come back. I
love the fact that Bregman, the biggest puke on the team,
he
made
cocky.
2 errors the other night.
Cocky.
He is.
I think
he had that home run. He thought the game was over.
I think every year, every few years, there's a baseball team that comes out of nowhere and wins it. Astros 3 years ago, obviously the Sox way back when, they've become somewhat of a destiny. I mean, somewhat of a destined team to win every year. But this year,
so you
it's
think
Washington.
the Nats are going to pull it out?
They are because they've never won a championship. It's a year like the Royals.
I don't
5
like the
years ago.
Stros. I hope they freaking beat them. I'm rooting for Nationals. All right, NBA. Let's get right into it. NBA. Lakers lost to the Clippers in the first night, right? The big hurrah, LeBron and Anthony Davis against Kawhi.
Kawhi's the best player in the
Paul
NBA.
George wasn't playing, right? Celtics lost to the Sixers. Kyrie went to 50, but he still lost. Ha, 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 right? What do you think? First of all, let's ask about the Celtics. They bounced back last night. They beat the defending champions, Toronto, right? Raptors. Celtics have any shot to be in the mix. What do you think?
I think so. I think they're top 4 seed in the East.
All right. Let me ask you a question then. Speaking of that, let's get right into it right now, right here. Who are your top 4 seeds, first of all, in the East?
Yep. I have Boston, Philly, Milwaukee, and Toronto.
Okay.
I have pretty much unchanged from last year.
What about West?
West, I have the Clippers as number 1 seed. I got Utah as 2, Denver, and Portland.
Ooh, okay. For me, it's Bucks, Pacers, Sixers, and Celtics, and I like Clippers, Lakers, Houston, and Denver. So, who plays for the conference championships in each conference?
I have Clippers versus Utah. I think Utah's a solid team. They're going to gel a little more because they got a new guy, Mitchell.
Utah.
Not a new guy, Mitchell, but the new guy. They grabbed a new guy and they're just working on gelling. But I think they'll be good.
And who do you get in the East?
I have Celtics versus Milwaukee.
Celtics versus Milwaukee. Ooh, that would be interesting. All right, I get Bucks versus Sixers. I think the Sixers have too much length. Their average starting lineup the other night against the Celtics was 6'8".
That's
6'8".
That's insane.
I think
they have no depth though. That's the problem with the Sixers. That's why I didn't pick them.
All right, and then I got believe it or not, I think Houston and Clippers. Clippers win that one. So Clippers playing the Bucks in the finals.
I have Clippers playing Celtics. Maybe a little bit of a homer pick, but I have Clippers winning it all.
I wouldn't mind seeing it.
Kawhi's back to back.
I don't think the length of the Celtics is going to help them out though.
No, they're a small team.
MVP?
Kawhi.
I got Anthony Davis. I think Anthony Davis. Did you see him last night?
Oh, he's a
God.
beast.
All right, let's get into college football. Big upset last week. Illinois, what are they ranked, like 97th in the country?
If that.
They beat Wisconsin, who was 6th at the time,
and they were a
right?
31-point dog.
It was the second biggest upset in the Big Ten ever. Oh, my God.
No one's seen that coming.
No, we certainly didn't see it coming. Virginia Tech, by the way, Virginia Tech, they won against North Carolina State in 6 overtimes. Gee, money, here's what's interesting about that. There's a new rule in college now about overtime. After the 4th overtime, you have to go for 2-point conversions.
I like it. It makes the game. It finalizes the game. I mean, it's going to
go faster, right?
Yeah, because you can go back and forth all day long, and the game will
They
never
didn't have
end.
to play 2 because no one converted in the 5th overtime, so they had to play 6. But Virginia Tech beat the University of North Carolina in 6 overtimes. DYK, another one, the longest game ever in the ACC.
ACC, huh?
6 overtimes.
Oh, that was the long. Okay, I thought you asked what was the long.
No, that was it. All right, Alabama. Are they the Pats of college football?
Yeah, they just do an unbelievable recruiting job. They're well coached. I mean, they are the Pats of college.
So now they've lost Tua, and he's out for a couple games. Are they in trouble a little bit?
They're in trouble if he's out for LSU. They're not beating LSU without Tua.
11-9. So what's that? 3 weeks from this weekend, right? So
It's gonna be tight.
11-9. If he doesn't come back, they could be in trouble, right?
And if they lose, I'm pretty sure they're out. I mean, I think that if they lose, they're most likely going to lose a championship game, and they're out.
I would agree with you on that. All right, so we get some marquee games this week. We got Auburn goes down to LSU. We got Michigan who lost to Penn State. They host Notre Dame, and then we go Wisconsin, who go suffer that hellacious upset to Illinois. They play Ohio State. We're going to pick all of them momentarily. Sure. Hey, by the way, there are now 10 unbeaten teams still in Division I or the FBS. Last year at this time we only had 5.
10's a lot.
10 is a lot, don't you agree?
Yeah, it shows it's very top heavy. I mean, the top end of the talent is significantly. It's not as you don't have as the teams aren't on the same level like they were last year.
By the way,
the
BC,
top 10 is great.
We both picked them to lose, and they crushed North Carolina State last week.
Apparently that
they
QB's
ran
pretty
all
decent.
over them, right? Adazio saves his job another week. my God, I'm pissed off about that. But okay, all right. Let's move right into it. Speaking of our picks, let's start right away with BC going to Clemson tonight, 7:30 game. They're a 34-point underdog. Gee, money. Who do you like?
I like BC. That's too many points.
It is
Way
too many points. Because if BC can run the ball and control the clock, you don't score 35.
No,
that's what you need to cover,
That's
right?
how dogs cover, by controlling the clock and running the ball.
I'm with you. BC covers, I think. 34 points, they better cover. All right.
That's a lot.
Wisconsin, we just talked about this game. They lost last week at the big upset. They got to go to the big house. They got to go to the Horseshoe, Ohio State. It's a 14-point spread, but it's raining, and Wisconsin has Jonathan Taylor, a great running back. Who do you like in this game?
I like Ohio State. They're on a different level. There's Ohio State and there's everyone else. They're just clicking on all cylinders, both offensively and
defensively. So you think Ohio
defensively.
State covers the spread in the rain?
I do. If Wisconsin was playing any other team coming off a loss, I would have picked Wisconsin, but Ohio State is a different animal.
All right, I'm going Wisconsin. I think they cover. I think they get the spread. All right, Auburn goes down to the Bayou, and they play LSU in Death Valley. Night game down there. It's a 10.5-point spread. What do you think on that one?
I think LSU wins, but Auburn covers. Auburn keeps it within a single digit. 7-point loss, 8-point loss, something like that.
I think the LSU team playing against a freshman quarterback under the lights down in Death Valley is in trouble. Auburn will get crushed. I think LSU covers that spread. All right, Notre Dame, Michigan, the big one tonight. It's a 1-point game. It's raining in Michigan, they say tonight. 7:30 game. Who do you like?
I like Michigan. You got to take the home team. Everyone and their mother's taking Notre Dame. I like Notre Dame, but I'm picking with my head, not my heart, and I think Michigan wins.
This is the last hurrah for Jim Harbaugh, don't you think?
Oh, yeah.
He has to
Fighting
win
for his
this
job.
game, right? I'm with you. It's a 1-point game. I'm taking
Michigan
Michigan.
wins.
All right. Jim Harbaugh, you better not screw this up. All right. Penn State, the big win last week against Michigan. The whiteout game, they're a 6.5-point favorite against Michigan State University at MSU in the rain again. What do you think on that one?
I like Michigan State. I read a stat. I want to say it was underdogs that aren't favored at home against favored teams less than 7 points. They're like 18-4 against the spread because Vegas is begging you to take Penn State. So Michigan State covers that. They don't win outright, but they'll lose by 3 to 6 in that range.
Wow, you're getting me nervous. I mean, I have Penn State on my board right now, but those are good. That's a good information. You know what? I'm sticking with Penn State. All right, Penn State covers the spread. They win by a touchdown. All right, and the Dog Bowl game. Yes, the Dog Bowl game, because these two teams suck. Hate to say it, we're from New England, but
They're picking 2 piles of poop.
UConn is at UMass. UConn is favored by 10.5 in the Dog Bowl game of New England, maybe America. What do you think?
As a UMass alumni, you got to go UMass.
All right. You know what? I'm going UMass too. Please, UMass, don't screw this up. All right, let's get right into the NFL. Mahomes, what's the deal? Last week he dislocated his kneecap. This week they say he was on the board of being able to play. How do you
impressive.
play with a dislocated kneecap? I don't get it.
It's called being 23 and being able to rebound quicker than us.
Oh, my God.
If that was us, we'd be out for 5 months.
And now Drew Brees with that, whatever he had, a broken thumb or whatever it is, he might play this Sunday as well, right?
I don't think they should rush it back. I think Teddy's been doing a great job.
He has.
Let
They're
him ride it
undefeated
out.
without him, right?
Ride it out.
Matty Ice, bad ankle injury last weekend. He may or may not play.
I think they should sit him. Their season's over. Why risk it?
Well, since he's in my Survivor League, Matty, please play. Please play. All right. Hey, by the way, the stud of last weekend had to be Aaron Rodgers. 5 touchdown passes, 1 running.
43.8 points.
43.8 points in fantasy, right?
That's the highest quarterback total this year.
Casey Josh has him, right? Son of a beep.
Casey Josh.
All right. Hey, by the way, I got a question for you. DYK, the last player to have 5 touchdown passes, 1 rushing touchdown in the game. Who was it?
Mahomes.
And
He didn't do it last year?
I would have said Michael Vick myself, but that wasn't the right answer. It's Mark Rippon from the Redskins in 1991.
That dude can run?
Mark Rippon.
Must
Who would have known that?
Must have been a
right?
goal line sneak.
Oh, my God. Hey, by the way, last weekend, the boys crushed the Eagles. Hey, by the way,
About
didn't you
time.
pick the Eagles? Yes,
I
you did. And G Money, he picked the Eagles as well. And I said Cowboys easily. What was it, 37-7 or something like that?
Well, the game started out 13-0 hole. There was a fumble, there was an interception. It was a.
I'm
just
All right,
saying.
hey, by the way, also another one that was a big win. Ravens, who PB says suck, they crushed the Seahawks at Seattle.
They hate PB. They're out to make him look bad. They're trying to
my
tarnish
God.
his good name.
By the way, that game is going to be closer than we think, right? 11-2, so not this weekend. Next weekend, the Pats go to Baltimore on 11-2. That's a Sunday night game.
Could be our first loss.
That's going to be a tough game, don't you think?
Could be our first loss.
Oh, man. Hey, and speaking of the Pats, Sam Darnold, who Mike Greenberg from ESPN thinks is the greatest thing since sliced bread, apparently. Did he look like a high school quarterback
He
last
saw a
week?
ghost. He literally
saw a ghost. He saw a ghost.
He was frazzled.
I mean, he was 11 out of 32,
that's
86 yards, 4 picks. He couldn't even play for Everett High, who's the best high school in Massachusetts, for crying out loud.
He was horrible. So is that a testament of how bad he is or how good the Pats defense is?
Well, that's my question for you. What do you think?
I think Pat's defense is on another level. I think they're the best defense I've seen since the Ravens of early 2000s.
Ooh,
They're strong.
so
They're better than
2001 with Ray
the
Lewis?
Chicago defense from last year, I think.
Wow. All right. What? Any other highlights from last weekend in your mind? What do you think?
Yeah,
Stood out?
I saw. I was very impressed with Marvin Jones.
Okay.
3 touchdowns. Granted,
Was
Detroit
it 3 or 4? I think it was
4
4,
touchdowns.
right?
Sorry, 4 touchdowns.
Second guy since Jerry Rice to do that.
I was very impressed with that. Came out of nowhere. No one predicted that.
Yeah.
And then I was very impressed with Chase Edmonds. I mean, the guy, he's a backup. I think he never had more than 50 yards rushing.
Yeah.
He got 35 fantasy points. He looked awesome.
35 fantasy. By the way, I think that was more than PB had last weekend. Anyways, moving on. Wow. Hey, so let me ask you a question. Speaking of the Pats, crushing win last week, as we know, but lots of talk this past week about Brady leaving the team. This is all BS. Why are we talking about this now?
Because
Why are we talking about
he's
this?
selling his mansion, and everyone just, they automatically want to jump to conclusions that he's leaving, and it's fodder for the news to talk about. But in reality, it's just
Why bring it up?
stupid.
I don't know why we do this.
He's not going anywhere. He's either retiring or he's staying.
So a lot of big action in Foxborough this past weekend. Josh Gordon is apparently out now. They put him on IR. They can't reclaim him. Apparently, when he comes back and he's healthy, they have to waive him.
What a waste of a talent.
Isn't it? But
He's so good.
Mohamed Sanu, I said that would be a good move if they could get him. Now they have him. What do you think, G-Money?
I think it's a great move, but I don't like what we gave up for him. A second-round pick is aggressive for a career backup or a second wide receiver, if you will.
DYK, what college is Mohamed Sanu from?
Ooh. That's...
Rutgers!
Is it
Why
really?
do the Patriots keep
They
taking
love
these
Rutgers.
They're the worst college program
I
in
know.
America.
They love
yet the
Rutgers
Super
guys.
Bowl winning team keeps taking Rutgers guys.
Well,
I don't get it.
I think Belichick's friends with the coach over there.
Used to be a former coach.
Former
Former
coach.
coach.
Is he gone now?
Ciano. Yeah, he's gone. As a matter of fact, the Pats had hired him for a week, and then he quit in the offseason this year.
Oh, okay.
But they have like 7 guys over their history that played for
They
Rutgers,
love
right?
Rutgers.
Including the 2 McCourty brothers. So,
Well, those were great picks.
yeah. Hey, Michael Bennett suspended for a week, and now he's gone. Bye-bye. Is that a bad move?
For a 7th-round pick? Yeah, that was dumb. We could have got a 3rd-round pick for him.
By the way, where did he go?
You're a stupid team.
Cowboys. My prediction right here on 11/24, when he comes back to Foxborough, he gets 2 sacks. You heard it right here first.
That's
All right.
plausible.
Let's move on. Let's do our Fantasy Survivor. Fans, if you don't know this, you know what? We're going to trademark this because this is a pretty good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Fantasy Survivor. You take 4 plays at the beginning of the year. You can't get an injury waiver. You get no bye week waiver, right? Fantasy Survivor. G-Money. What do we know about last week? I think you won it, correct?
Finally. Well, I won it because my team's whole again. Because Barclay came back, and without him, when you're in a 4-person, you have 4 people on your team, and you're down 1, you can't win in this Fantasy Survivor pool. You can't.
So, hey, who was second? It was Casey Josh, right?
But he is Hillback. Hill is back.
Yeah.
He's
So
whole.
Casey Josh came in second. Yours truly came in third. And then PB came in last. Sorry, PB. I think your reign is coming to an end. I know he's leading the league, but I think that's going to come to
The gap
a
is
crash.
tiny.
Right? Hey, who, by the way, was the fantasy studs last week?
Well, I mentioned 3 of them: Rogers, Jones, and Case Edmonds. Darren Waller.
We got to call it to the PBnZSportschaos.
Darren Waller had 32 points. And Pat's D 23. So
Good afternoon. This is the PBnZ Sports Chaos. What do you got for us?
PB calling in from Florida.
Oh, good afternoon, PB.
You're still alive.
The Sunshine State?
Yeah.
You're gonna be extremely tan after all those trips.
All right. So, go ahead. What was the other stud pick for fantasy last
Darren
week?
Waller, the tight end from Oakland, he had 31
Darren
points.
Waller.
He had a
31
huge,
points?
one of the best weeks for a tight end. It's crazy.
You got Travis Kelce, who's a great tight end. He's never had more than 10 all year, right?
Yeah, he's looked bad. And then the Pats D got 23 points.
Wow. All right. Let's get right into our pick six. By the way, last week we all went 3-3 because the Cowboys saved me. As I said correctly, they would win easily. You two chumps said no way. So we're 3-3 last week. Let's get right into the pick six. We'll start with PB. Chargers at the Bears. Who do you like in this game, PB?
I think this was the toughest one on our board this week out of the pick six. I think it's going to be a tight, close game. I'm still not convinced Chicago can put points on the board. Chargers are fighting for their lives. They're sitting at 2-5 right now. I think they're better than that, and they'll go into Chicago and win on the road.
Oh, my God. All right, what do you got, G-Money?
Oh, he stole my thunder. I like the Chargers as well. I think Bears' offense is horrible, and they're going to struggle to put up points against Chicago's. Chargers' decent defense. They got a top 10 defense, I think.
So it's going to be raining tomorrow in Chicago. I hate to say it, boys, but you both lose. Chicago only gives up 3 points, and they win that game 6-3. All right, Seattle against Atlanta. Matty Ice is on the fence of playing, so it could be a blowout, but if he does, it's in home. What do you think? PB, what do you like with Seattle at Atlanta?
Yeah, I mean, Atlanta's really struggling this year despite, typical good home field advantage for them. But Seattle, unorthodox as well, not doing so well. They're 2-2 at home, and they're 3-0, undefeated on the road this year. So I think they keep that undefeated road streak going, and they go into Atlanta and win.
Seattle wins. Okay, what do you got, G-Money?
I agree with PB. I think Atlanta's hot garbage right now, and I think regardless of
Hot
Matt Ryan,
garbage?
regardless of Matt Ryan playing or not playing, Seattle will win convincingly.
All right, I have to say, I think Seattle bounces back after that upset last week to the Ravens, which PB thinks stinks, but they got upset by them. All right, so Seattle wins that game. Philly at Buffalo. Buffalo's been a little tough this year, but I don't know. What do you guys think? So, PB.
Yeah, this is typical for Buffalo right around this time of the year when they have had hot starts in the past and then they start to fail. Philly is sitting at 3-4 right now. They're fighting for their lives.
They are.
500 here. I'm going to stick with my road teams here across the board and take Philly to beat Buffalo in Buffalo.
Ooh, 3 road teams. All right, G-Money, what do you got?
I'm with PB again. I like Philly. I think it's a big bounce-back game for them, and I don't think Buffalo can exploit Philly's one weakness, which is cornerbacks, which is the defensive back.
That is a good point.
Because I don't think Josh
Allen's
Allen's that
not
good.
proved it. No, you're right about that. Is it going to snow in Buffalo? Does anybody know?
I have not checked the forecast.
All right. Well, then I guess I'm taking Philly. All right. PB, Carolina at the 49ers. Does the 49ers' dream season end, or does Carolina's backup quarterback Kyle Allen continue with his miracle season? What do you like there, PB?
Yeah, and then you know what? Carolina, much like Seattle, is also undefeated on the road this year at 3-0. I think they go into San Francisco and hand them their first loss. Again, another road team. I'm 4 for 4 so far with road teams. Carolina over San Francisco.
I think it's because you're on the road, brother. G-Money, what do you think about that one?
I hate this, and this scares me that we're on the same picks, but I like Carolina as well. It's going to be a defensive battle, 2 great defenses, and I think Carolina grinds out like a 3-point victory.
Jimmy G, the ladies love him. I do too. San Francisco wins the game. All right, moving on. Green Bay at KC. Mahomes was almost going to play, but he's still not ready for the dislocated knee. Who knows how that happens? What do you think, G-Money? PB, I'm sorry. Green Bay goes to KC. What do you think there?
Yeah, so this is our 3rd team on the board that's also undefeated on the road this year. Green Bay has not lost. And I'm going to go ahead and just because of the injuries and Mahomes not playing, KC is only 1-2 at home this year. Green Bay's obviously showing that they're a top caliber team in the NFC. I think they go into Arrowhead, and I'll take another road team, Green Bay.
All right, G-Money, what do you think, brother?
I feel like I need to change my picks here, but but I guess oh man, I don't like going second. I like the Packers. I think Rodgers on fire, and the piss poor KC defense won't stop them.
I'm with you guys. Green Bay wins that game handily. All right. We're going to finally pick a Patriots game because they're done playing the JV schedule this season for once. They play a varsity team. Cleveland comes into Foxborough in the rain. They play the Pats tomorrow. PB, what do you think?
Man, I'm going to switch my I've got 5 road teams so far picked, and I'm going to switch now to the home team. I would still put Cleveland in a potential JV category. They're struggling. They come into Foxborough and just get their butts beaten in.
All right.
Go Pats all the way.
All right, G Money, what do you think in that game?
Pats have one of the best defenses I've seen in a long time, and I think the Browns are playing like something brown that rhymes with wit. So I'm going with Pats.
Well, I guess me and G Money have six same picks this week, huh?
That means we're going 6-0.
Oh, man. All right, I'm going with the Pats. All right, let's get right into it to conclude the show this week. Locks of the week. PB will give you your first shot at the lock of the week.
Yeah, until the Patriots prove otherwise, I'm just all over. I just don't see Cleveland getting out of their own way in this game. Maybe putting up 7 or 10, and the Patriots, of course, will score in the 20s. So I'll lay the 10.5, and I'll take the Patriots.
You're taking the Pats, giving a 10.5 in the rain with no running game. Correct?
That is my lock.
Oh. All right, G Money, go ahead.
All right, first off, I want to say to the audience and the fans of the show, my apologies for 3 picks last week. I got a little greedy, got a little overzealous.
Yeah, you should have taken your first pick only.
But if I took my first pick, in all transparency, I would have took the Lions and would have been wrong anyways.
All right.
But
what
be
a
honest with you,
guy.
that was the one I would have picked.
Sucking it up.
So I'm taking one only, and I'm taking the Chargers +4. I think they win outright, but I think with that 4, I think worst case scenario, they lose by 3 and they cover. I like the Chargers a lot by +4.
You guys both like the Chargers at the Bears, huh? Oh, my God. All right. So anyways, this is the PBnZ Sports Chaos. We're going to sign off because the tennis players who are picking football games apparently don't know what they're doing. So we're moving on. Thank you, fans, for tuning in. We appreciate your business. Have a beer from us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.